Hello, all. Welcome to week 4. I am so excited for this week. Augmented reality is one of my favorite topics. I'm going to try and spend some time on gaming and virtual worlds as well. No promises that I won't spend all our time on augmented reality, though. Anyway, virtual reality and augmented reality are emerging technologies, meaning they are still in the works of being formulated and added to education. They are on the rise, though. All right, starting off with gaming. So, games allow students to learn, and they usually don't even realize they're learning, which is great. Um, Some games use a token economy where students collect coins and they can exchange them for a reward, which is a great motivator. Even teachers that are not well versed in educational games or virtual games, they can use a practice called gamification to weave games into their lessons. That's by using like points or badges, something to motivate their students. So, why use gaming in the classroom? Um, Gaming promotes authentic application of knowledge, engagement, shows students different perspectives, and it is a learning in disguise tool. And on the side, I put some examples of gaming for education. And it seems like a lot of us are familiar with Kahoot already. Prodigy is a cool math game that my second, third, fourth, and fifth grade students have always enjoyed. They can create little characters and then they battle each other through different math games like adding and subtracting and all that fun stuff. Um, ABCA is another game platform. It's kind of like it houses a bunch of different games that students can access. I will be careful. I would say to be careful with with that one, because it has ads on the side, which can, depending on the cookies in the browser that your students are using, sometimes it can be a little sketchy. But and the last one, Minecraft for Education, which we're going to be learning more about this semester, but that's another example of gaming. The next one I wanted to talk about are virtual worlds. Virtual worlds can be used in education to foster collaboration, higher order thinking, creation, and it allows students to express themselves. Virtual worlds use technology. Um, Unlike games, they don't run based on rules. They're just a world like ours, but in the internet. So some examples are Minecraft. You can create different worlds there. One that I used to play all the time when I was younger was Virtual Magic Kingdom. I don't think it really exists anymore, but it was so dope. You could go online and it was like you were at Disney. It was very cool. And another one is CoSpaces. Um, I learned about that last semester in one of my classes. You can create worlds and put in different characters and animals and all that fun stuff. Next, I have virtual reality. Virtual reality places the user inside a 3D space where they can interact with the world. There are different types of virtual reality depending on how immersed you want to be. VR does require different hardware to access the virtual space. And on the side here, I have some examples of the different headsets and what they look like. And they're expensive. The only one that wasn't wildly expensive was the Google Cardboard one, which I kind of thought was a joke at first. Um, But yeah. And here are a few examples I found of virtual reality in education. So the first one is the Microsoft HoloLens 2. And here you can see it being used in the medical field with an app and mannequins. And it kind of projects what's happening virtually onto the mannequin. So the users wearing their headsets can see what's happening, which is really, really cool. And then below is Museum of Fine Arts. Using a headset, you can access this Museum of Fine Arts using the different headsets that are available. This is on Steam. You can see famous paintings, sculptures, plaques. Um, the different artworks can be touched and viewed, and that game is updated every now and again. So now it has a second floor when it didn't before, so that's kind of cool. Dun, 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 dun. My favorite thing. Here we have augmented reality. AR runs on context-aware technologies, which allow users to interact with with digital information situated within a physical environment. Context-aware technologies mean things like smartphones and tablets, where the user can interact with the space around them. And you might have seen augmented reality before if you've ever played Pokemon Go, use Snapchat filters. Different apps also use it, like IKEA if you want to try out their furniture. I believe Sephora also has a virtual makeup artist, and Warby Parker to try on glasses. Here are some different cases for augmented reality. The one up top is Froggypedia, and that is used to, rather than dissecting frogs, students can use the technology to see the anatomy of a frog. It is an augmented reality app that uses Apple's AR kit to allow students to explore the life cycle and anatomy of a frog. It's kind of an easier way to get a good look at how frogs develop and grow and see their body organs and systems, without slicing and dicing little frogs. Um, Students can use their devices to place the frog on the table and using their mobile devices to explore. And then at the bottom, I have Google 3D. And here you can use a mobile device with the Chrome app and search an animal. Like here, I did a great white shark. I love sharks. And you can press where it says View in 3D, and then you can manipulate the shark and place it in your space. So, like right now, I have a shark on my desk, which is wild, and you can see underneath it, which is really cool and something you normally wouldn't see. But right now, Google 3D has limited animals, some cultural objects, and science systems, but they are always expanding. But Google 3D is free and it's pretty simple to use, which is nice. Okay, and let's see. The difference between the two. This can be a little confusing. So, augmented reality uses real world settings. It can be accessed using a mobile device or computer, so it's a lot more accessible than virtual reality. And it enhances reality. It doesn't change. You're not in a different world. It just enhances the world that you are in. Whereas virtual reality is being put in a virtual world. It usually requires a headset or goggles or something similar, and it enhances a fictional world. And sorry that ran a little long, but I got very excited. So thank you, and